YouTube? It's your girl Kim. I'm back with another video for Kim's Corner. Yay! I have been so busy, you guys. You know, with school, my life, spending time with my parents, watching movies, the whole shebang. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one out there that has been busy and trying to keep herself busy during this whole COVID-19 pandemic. I hope everybody is doing well and that they have taken the time, that everyone has taken the time to get to know themselves and get to know the people around you. Because right now, we are all each other has at this point in the game. So, on that note, I decided to do a deep YouTube Q&A for you guys so that everyone can get to know Kim as a mature young adult and not this fake phony person, because Kim's Corner is all about keeping it real. So we're gonna get started. First question: which do you prefer, trust or love? Why? I prefer trust, because when you trust someone, you are basically giving them permission. You're building up permission for them to be in your world, and vice versa. So, for example, if I meet a person and we start a conversation, we can't automatically say, "Oh, I trust you." No, you gotta build up to it. Say, "Hey, let's hang out, let's, get to know each other." And then that's when the trust comes. Then the love. I say love is second, because you can't automatically go out and say, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I love her. I love him." No, you gotta trust them first before you love them. So, to answer that question, I prefer trust first. Okay, y'all? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I could be wrong, but hey, open to opinions, okay? I am open for opinions, so go in the comments and let me know what y'all think, okay? Second question: do you think you are old-fashioned? Yes, I would say I'm very old-fashioned, but to a certain extent. I am old-fashioned when it comes to romance, because I believe in the courting, the dating, and the getting to know someone without any sexual being. You know what I mean? Just to get to know a person. Like, in the 1950s, you had to ask a girl's father out. Ask the girl's father's permission before taking her out on a date. I will want that for me when I meet my future person. I will want him to ask my dad to take me out, because I feel like if you respect my dad, then you respect me, because dads are protective of their daughters, as they should be. And I feel like my dad is a respected and respectful human being, as should another man respect my dad well enough to ask me out and take my hand. So I feel like I am precious cargo. So if you feel like you are able to handle me, then of course you have to get my dad's permission. Number 3, what is harder for you? Facing someone when telling them the way you feel, or them telling you how they feel? Oh, I would say it's more difficult when I tell someone how I feel, because I get nervous and I get embarrassed really, really easily. So for me to come up to a guy that I'm digging and that I'm vibing with, for me to say, "Hey, I like you," it's kind of like, because women are, women, we're emotional creatures. So we're afraid of rejection, which I'm afraid of rejection. So that's one of the top things as to why it would be difficult for me to express my feelings romantically to a guy. So I would rather the guy express his love for me or express how he feels to me, because it will be more easier. I don't think it would be awkward or difficult when the guy does it, because the guy is supposed to take the initiative. So I feel like, yeah, the guy should take the initiative on to tell me how he feels. Fourth question. Your best friend confesses that they have feelings for you and wants to be more than usual friends. What will you say and do? It depends. It would depend on how long we've been friends. Because, if we've been friends for 2 years, I don't think that's long enough to automatically say, oh, let's be more than friends. I'm really digging you. I'm really feeling you. No, I want it to be a long-term friendship before it becomes a relationship. If it ever came to that. I think I would find it more romantic if one of my guy friends came to me and said, hey, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and we've been friends for a long time. If he started off with that statement, then I wouldn't feel as awkward in the situation, because if we've known each other for, let's say, 5+ years, that's plenty of time for us to get to know each other, each other's families, each other's likes, dislikes. It will be an easier transition if your friendship has been longer than 5 years. It will be an easier transition to a relationship, because you guys have known each other for so long. I'm sorry, y'all. But yes, to answer that question, I would be more at ease if we were friends for a long period of time rather than a short period of time. If it ever came to, them asking me, hey, let's be more than friends. Fifth question. What's the most memorable thing you learned from your parents? Ugh. It's a lot. I've learned a lot of things from both my parents, equally and separately. But equally, since we're speaking in an equally term, the most memorable thing I learned from my parents is to always be prepared, because you never know what can happen. God puts obstacles in front of you, and it will throw you off your game. So I would say that's one of the most memorable things I have learned from them in my 20 years of life. Because if you prepare yourself, then it won't be as hard for you to get out of a situation, because you've already taken the time to prepare yourself. So that would be one of the things I would take from them. Next question. Are you living a meaningful life? Ooh. I would hope that I am. When I get older, I would genuinely like to believe that I did live a meaningful life, because your life can flash in front of your eyes at any given moment, any given day. So I would love to believe that I am living a meaningful life. Yes. Next question. What do you want your final words to be? Ooh, what would I want my final words has to be. It would have to be you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So, because in all the experiences that I've been through so far, I have honestly beaten myself up about it when I shouldn't. Because it's like you're supposed to live and you're supposed to learn from your mistakes and your experiences and take them as a lesson. So those will be my last words. Next question. What impression do you try to give when you first meet someone? My first impression will have to be chill, relaxed. Because you don't want to meet a person and you're nervous or you are unsure and not confident, which I am. I get nervous when meeting new people, and I have to work. That's something I have to work on. So that's one of the impressions that I don't want to leave when I want to meet a first person. When I meet a first person, but I would have to say relaxed. That would be one of my first impressions. Next question. How would you want your partner to treat you? Like, I'm the best. I mean, like, I'm Kim, for God's sake. Like, I want to be treated like I am the best. Okay? And I'm pretty sure everybody out there wants to be treated the same. It's not just me. It's everybody who wants to be treated like they're the best. Like they are gold. So I will want my partner to treat me like I am the best thing since sliced bread. Okay? Words out to my father. His famous words. You want someone to treat you like you are the best thing that they have ever had. Next question. What's something you enjoy doing that you won't get tired of? Traveling. That is something I will never get tired of doing. Ever. That's my dad has put that into me and molded that into me like there is no tomorrow. I promise y'all. It's like I cannot go anywhere because I'm gonna go crazy. For real. I'm gonna go crazy, y'all. So that is something I will never get tired of. Ever. Next question. Let's see. What do you think about most often? I think about how I can improve myself better. Because I honestly, during this whole pandemic, you guys, I don't even know how many times I've cried because I have wondered how can I impress my own self and how I can gain more self-confidence in myself and not be afraid to be who I am on the inside. So the person that my parents see on a daily basis, I need to be on the outside and not care what people think. So I think about that a lot. At this point in the game with this whole pandemic, I can't be depressed. I can't allow myself to be depressed or be uptight or be hard on myself. So that is something that I am genuinely working towards, bettering myself for me. Next question is, what happened in the last dream you remember? The last dream I had was I was talking to my grandmother. My grandmother and I are super close. She's my road dog. Me and her like this, y'all. Thick as thieves. And I'm pretty sure everybody out there has a close relative or a close person that they love deeply. But the last dream I had was I was sitting at a table talking to her about everything that I've been going through during this whole pandemic. And it was different. It was one of those different type of dreams, like I needed to make a change in reality. So when I was talking to her in my dream, she told me, she said, Kimberly, you cannot be hard on yourself. You cannot be afraid to live your life. And that right there, like really pointed out to me, like, Kim, you need to get yourself together. You need to snap out of it. You need to stop being afraid. So that dream hit me hard because my grandmother is very wise. She's a very wise lady. So anything she tells me, I'm going to take. And I'm not going to take it with a grain of salt because her words to me are very high. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I would choose my grandmother's words over my own parents' words. I mean, hey, I love my parents. I love my parents, y'all. But my grandmother, that's my girl. I'm not going to even get into it, y'all. But next question is, what's the one thing in school that should be taught that isn't? African American history. African American history, slavery should all be taught in school. It should be at least 5 chapters worth in school that should be taught as a subject because it's not talked about enough. And the lack of knowledge that people have about African American history is heart-wrenching because when you meet someone you can't of African American descent, you cannot know anything about them. I mean, I'm not saying you don't know, like you don't have a clue. I'm just saying, like, at least have enough information so that way it won't be such a big shock